Hi there, I'm just sending this YouTube message out there to as a challenge to all the lawyers out there in Vancouver, BC after today's raging horrible story of where the Elections Canada refused probably hundreds of people at the door when they decided to shut the doors early from the voting polls, where the police were called and the CBC news anchor came in and wanted to bust into the Elections Canada and find out what's going on with them closing the doors early on these respectful Canadians that wanted to voice their opinions by placing a vote early before the 19th of October. The reality is that I believe that if a certain amount of lawyers were to get together, or even one lawyer who has a moral thread or a moral compass, could easily put a thing in the newspaper, pay very, very little to do so, social media, whatever, to find out who was standing in line at those times. CBC obviously has a record that the Elections Canada did shut their doors early. I think that those people should be paid for their wasted time standing in those lineups. Elections Canada failed those people by not allowing them to be available with their doors open appropriately to allow these people to come in and do a proper vote. Those people waited in line for a very long time. I think that anyone watching this who was part of that people lineup, I think you should go talk to your own lawyer and see if there's a way that you can sue Elections Canada. I think that there should be a class action suit. I think it's completely wrong and disgusting that they did that. I think it's even more wrong and disgusting that the people that worked for Elections Canada at the time allowed this to happen without even questioning their supervisors or whatever to find out why this was happening. I think it's irresponsible, disrespectful as a government. The fact that it is actually a government body, they actually have time set out. Legally in Canada, as a business owner, if you have times, if you work in a downtown location, you legally have to put up a note that says, I'm not going to be available to see customers between the hours of this time and this time because of a break, or because of a washroom break, or because of this. The legalities of doing business in Canada, you actually have to keep your doors open to the times that you say you're going to. So if you say I'm open between 8 and 4, you must stay open between 8 and 4, or else they can a patron can actually go to the Better Business Bureau and file an actual complaint against your company. Legally, you have to stay in business, or you have to warn people that you are not going to be available for business during these times or these certain days. That's why you see on a lot of different major corporations, they always have things saying on Thanksgiving Day, we're only open from this time to this time, because legally they have to. So I challenge any lawyer out there in Vancouver to please hear my plea and the plea of all those angry people out there. I think that they all should be financially compensated for the time they spent in that lineup, based on the fact that business law says that if Elections Canada says they have to stay open from this time to this time, that they actually legally have to stay open. You guys have legal ground to sue those people as a class action suit, and I think that any person there who has enough money, who stood in that lineup for that long a time, who has a lawyer that's a friend, that's willing to do the work for free or on a contingency where they get paid at the end, I think you guys should do a class action suit, and I think you should sue Elections Canada as a government body. Legally, they have to give people notice if they're going to close early. And the fact that that CBC cameraman was manhandled at the door, which is caught on camera, I think the CBC itself should sue Elections Canada themselves. I put that as a challenge out there to the CBC. I think it's completely irresponsible, disgusting, and immoral that they would allow people to do that, that they would actually manhandle the cameraman from not going into a building that legally is still supposed to be open, where that person that was a representative of Elections Canada should be sued. He was representing Elections Canada at the time. He should know business law. He should know the job that he took. All those people that were working that day should have to either quit their jobs as a sign of good faith, or they should be a part of the suing process against Elections Canada. I think it's completely immoral. I think it's so wrong that they turn those people away at the door when they weren't supposed to. And I just think that there should be a few people out there to step up to the plate and take them down as a company. Sue them for everything they got, get condos out of it, get whatever you can out of them, because I think it's irresponsible government that actually happened. And that's my rant for the day. Take care.